Hello friends, and welcome to Christmas Home Decor Tour 2022. I will be starting off this home tour in my dining room, and parts of this will have been filmed in the evening because anything that is by a window, there's just too much backlighting to film during the day. So sit back and relax. The first part of this video I will come in with some voiceover if necessary. I had to silence out the audio because there were people home and I don't like to disrupt my family's lives too much. So like I said, some of it will have voiceover, other parts will just be listening to beautiful music as we tour my home, and then later on I will be able to have my actual audio in the video because I did film my home decor tour over a few days. Here we are the next morning in the daylight, and this is how I have my table set. Just very simply with this little woodland centerpiece and salt and pepper shakers, but I don't have salt and pepper in them. Have my regular salt and pepper shakers there, and then this little truck, we keep toothpicks in that. And then up here I have my matching sconces, and up on my shelf I went really simple this year. In years past I would take everything down and put all Christmas stuff up there, and this year I just wanted to leave it the way it was, mainly because I really like it the way it looks, and plus I just didn't have the energy to deal with it. So I just took a couple of pieces down and I put those three wooden nutcrackers up there, and then I put that swag there. I've had that swag for many years, and I put that there every year. And then I decorated each of my sconces with left most of the greenery in there that has been in there since the summer, and I just added little touches of Christmas with the red berries and the little white poinsettia or poinsettia, however you say it. And then over here on top of my dehydrator, I've got my amber glass collection, and I just filled this little dish with little red tiny balls. And then around my fairy lamp I put a ivy wreath and just stuck some alternating gold and red balls in there just to add a little festive touch over in this corner. That's all that I did in my dining room this year and my kitchen. So now let's head into my living room. So I'm going to be inserting in this video some footage of how some things changed. We went vintage shopping. It was kind of an unexpected trip, and I picked up a few Christmas things, and I decided to go ahead and insert them into this video. I had already filmed my home decor tour, but I had not yet edited it, so I thought, well, I might as well just add these things to it, and so I will explain as I go the new things that I got, and I'll just kind of insert those footages in right after the original footage that I took when I first filmed the home decor tour. So the things that are different on this shelf is this tree topper, the Santa tree topper. I couldn't decide if I wanted to put it in my vintage room or if I wanted to put it up here on my Santa shelf. I couldn't find a really good spot for it in my vintage room, and it was way too heavy to put on my aluminum Christmas tree. The tree topper has to be really, really light on that aluminum Christmas tree, and this was just too heavy. So I decided to go ahead and put it up here on my shelf with the rest of my Santas. I put it in a milk glass vase and just kind of stuck it in there, and I think it's really, really pretty. I really like it. And then the other little Santa that I picked up when we were vintage shopping is this little guy right here, and I just tucked him in amongst the other Santas. And then right over here in my mouse village, I put this chubby little mouse eating his cookies right here with the rest of the my small little mice, little resin mice and little Hallmark mice that I've been collecting, and he fits right in right there. So super cute. back down in my vintage room, and I have to admit that my downstairs is actually my favorite part of the house that I've decorated. I love my vintage room, and I really love my Winter Wonderland woodland themed room that's in the family room, which you will see in just a minute. But let's go ahead and get started in here. And I have got a lot more vintage stuff this year than I did last year, and I don't know what all to say or how to point this out, but if you like to decorate in vintage and you're just getting started with it, don't forget about the vintage boxes that your vintage ornaments come in. The boxes themselves are very interesting and decorative, and I love them. So these are just some of the boxes that some of my vintage ornaments came in. And that's another one right there. That's what my Shiny Bright ornaments came in, that box. And then here is my collection of laying down deer. Now many of these stay out all year round. The ones that are expressly Christmassy, I obviously put those away during Christmas time, but I even have a deer in this. It's a vintage print. I just printed it off of the computer. That's where I put my vintage thermos. It just really goes really well with this little vignette here. And this is just a little plastic laying down deer ornament that I got from Walmart. And I threw some white bottle brush trees in there too, because those tend to look a little bit more vintage. And then I just have this, it's a reproduction, but this vintage looking mug sitting on some old books that were my dad's. And then down on the second shelf, I got that Christmas sign from Dollar General. I just have some of my Christmas books wrapped up in some pipberry garland. Down here is my antique meat grinder, and I just stuck a couple bottle brush trees in there. And then I've got my Enesco little mouse trio, and those boxes that look like vintage Christmas books are actually from Dollar Tree, and I got those when everything at the Dollar Tree was still actually $1. Then over in this little nook, I have just some blankets and those pillows that I made. And then I have my mother's tree, ceramic tree. This is original. This is back when they were not like popular and you could find them at Walmart. I'm not sure, someone gave it to her years ago. And then I put those little vintage mice that I just purchased at Goodwill, I think. I put those there. Then over here is my Christmas Angel collection. Again, I like to use old books in my decor as to lift things up and to put things at different levels. This angel was my father-in-law's. It does work, I just don't have it plugged in. That Christmas tray with the Santa was my grandmother's. I have some more of my Enesco collectibles. I think it says Enesco. Am I saying that right? Not Enesco, they're Homeco. Homeco makes these little figurines, and they typically make them in threes. I have a spare mouse in the Homeco. And then I've got a full set of the little elves. I've actually got 2 full sets. So I've got just 2 of them there. These are some vintage. This is a little angel, and then a little Mrs. Claus, and the vintage tree. I just got all of this stuff thrifting. This is just one of those Reader's Digest books, but I thought it looked very Christmassy, so put that there. And then I found this bookmark at when we were cleaning up at my mom's house. I found that. Don't know where it came from. And then I've got my Pillsbury Doughboy garland, which stays up all the time, and my vintage wreath that's just a reproduction. It's not really a vintage wreath, and it's on my grandfather's livestock hauling sign that he had on his truck. And then I've got my Snoopy here. He's not really vintage, but I mean, it could be. Snoopy's been around forever. And then up here, I've just got, this is my mother's swimming suit. I want to eventually get a mannequin to put it on, but mannequins are expensive. So right now I just have it hanging there, and then I just hung a vintage looking little wreath on there that came from the Dollar General. And then up here, I just put in just some of the cubbies, a few of my little odds and ends Christmas things. I kept all of my ducks. I've got a little small collection of ducks. I kept those. Those are out all year round. But I did throw a few little Christmas splashes here and there. And then here is my pride and joy, my aluminum Christmas tree. It is absolutely vintage. It is not a reproduction. And I absolutely love it. And I just have it decorated with blown glass ornaments, as well as some vintage ornaments, and lightweight. You have to put lightweight ornaments on this tree. So I've got some little tiny blown glass ornaments, and this, I just got this thrifting after Thanksgiving. And then this year I decided to put underneath the tree all of the vintage toys that I have. And many of these were toys that were mine when I was a child growing up. This is one of my very first baby dolls that I got when I was a little girl. It came with a bathtub, and you could give it a bath, and you could feed it like water in a bottle, and then it would wet. I don't have any of the other attachments. I don't have the bottle. I don't have the wash tub, but I do have the doll, and she's very special to me. And then that Mr. Peanut stuffed doll, my brother, who passed away a couple of years, gave that to me one year for Christmas. The Star Trek was something we picked up at a garage sale, and we did not open it, obviously. Keeps its value if you don't open it. That wooden truck back there, my brother, who gave me the Mr. Peanut, my brother Doug, he made that for Travis when he was a little boy. And the little cradle, he made that for Olivia when she was a little girl. My mom made the Raggedy Ann and Andy for me. And in this basket are all toys that I played with when I was a little girl. The Bert and Ernie puppets, my Pillsbury Doughboy. Now the radio we bought at a garage sale. But the Garfield, I can see his ears, he was mine. I mean, all of these were my toys when I was little, and I just have hung on to them. And this doll was my mother's. And I bought the high chair at a garage sale, I think, for $1. And it fits the little doll perfectly. And this was my cup when I was a little girl. When I learned to drink out of a cup, this was my cup. So I still have that. It's a little bit dirty on the inside because for a few years I used it as a pen holder. And once you get ink on plastic, it's really hard to get it out. Then over here, I just have a little memorial area that I set up for my brother who passed away. These are all things that were his, that we found in his room. And so I just kind of stuck those there. And then I've got my international things here. This rhinoceros was actually Doug's, but it fits in with my world little vignette that I put here. And I got the globe, and then this is where I put that mid-century plastic Santa. He's making his trip around the world. And then I found this old book at my dad's, favorite gospel songs. It's got all kinds of gospel songs in it, but I opened it up to Silent Night, which was one of the only Christmas songs that was in this book. Now this little vignette is one of my absolute favorites. It turned out so cute. This little rack thing was my mother's. It was just stuck in a closet. It was all loose and kind of almost falling apart. So Scott was able to fix it and tighten it up, and I put it here, and I just hung some of my vintage kitchen tools. I had these hanging up in my kitchen, but my kitchen is tiny and I don't have a whole lot of space to hang things. So I put them down here, and I just decided to decorate them up. I actually saw this idea off of a video, a YouTube video. This is my potato masher. And then this idea I just kind of came up with my own. This is a sifter, an old antique sifter. And this is probably from the 70s. And this I just got from Dollar General. So that it looks old, but it's not. But I just really like the way that little vignette turned out there. That basket's not old. I just stuck it there and stuffed some greenery in it. And then this shelf, I really love this shelf. This is where those other elves are. There's my vintage candle, Christmas candle collection right there. This, I've just got these thrifting, and it matches that sugar bowl really well. So I stuck those there, and then I just used all my gold bottle brush trees. And then over here on this little silver plate, I have a milk glass pitcher with some burgundy looking taper candles. This was in Scott's garage. He found it when he was cleaning up, and he thought I might like it down here, and he was correct. I do like that. And then on this shelf, I don't have a whole lot here. I've got a little Christmas book and things, and then I don't really have anything Christmassy on the bottom shelf. But then up here is where I put that tray my friend Kim sent me. So now I have a complete set there. And then here on this little table, this was kind of like, I had these things that were pink and purple, which are vintage looking, but they didn't really match any of my other decor. So I made this little vignette here for them, and I think it turned out really nice. I really like it with this pewter pitcher that I got thrifting. I got this little duck thrifting years ago when I first started getting into thrifting and liking old things. I got her. So this is where I put the little paper Santa. Olivia assembled that for me, and I have it sitting on top of the box of the tree topper that is upstairs, the Santa tree topper. And then over here is where I hung the stocking. And then over here, I took the packaging that little Santa came in, and I put it on a clipboard, and I have it just as a background area for my ornament boxes. And then over here is where I put the vintage poinsettia. So that is my vintage room. And so now let's go into the winter wonderland. Let's go from not winter to winter. All right, let's start this with the lights on now. This is just a wreath that I made, last year, I think. I think I did this last year. This is a new addition, this tree. I got it from Dollar General, and the reason I got it is because I call it my memory tree. And I have these special ornaments for my mom and my brother and Pepper and Lucy. Had those made when they passed away, and when I would put it on my woodland tree, they just kind of got lost. And so I decided I wanted a tree just for those ornaments and for the other ornaments that really are special to me, because I didn't like the idea of them just getting lost in the tree. So I've got those on here, and then I've also got ornaments that my friend Carolyn sent me from Australia. There's one there, there's some back in there, and I've got other ornaments that people sent me. Olivia made that one for me. And so the ones that really have special meaning to me, I have put on this tree. And so this is my little memory Christmas tree, and I'll add to it each year. Hopefully not because of deaths, but because of, people sending me things that mean a lot to me. My friend Kim sent me the beagle ornament, so I've got that on here. And then I've got a few of my doxy ornaments on here. So that's the reason for this little tree. And then over here, I decided to put some icicle lights up here, and I got the idea of putting snowflakes on the wall from Bargain Bethany. I watch her channel, and I got the ones that are more like clear. If I were to be able to do it over again, I would have gotten the ones that were colored white, because I think they would show up better on the wall. In fact, this one, I thought, oh, I'll try painting them. Well, I painted the one, and I thought, oh my goodness, if I paint all of these, it's going to take forever. So I scratched that idea, and I just went with the clear ones. And you still get the idea of the snowfall. But maybe next year I will get the white ones from Dollar Tree and put white ones up here, because I really do like the effect, and I like the way it looks. And then I've got my woodland Santa, all my woodland creatures down here. and I love my woodland tree. I absolutely love it. I love all my trees. The one upstairs is my family tree. It's got all of the kids' ornaments on it. It holds a lot of memories, but I just love my woodland tree. And then down here under this tree is where I put that nativity that I got from my dad. And I did find out a little bit more about this nativity. My aunt, she saw my video and she said, I can tell you where that came from. It was my grandmother's. My aunt is my dad's sister. And when my grandmother passed away and they closed out her house, they divided things up amongst the siblings, and my dad got this nativity. I don't remember it. I was already married when my grandmother passed away, so I don't remember this being at my mom's house. I'm sure they did have it out at Christmas time. I don't have any recollection of it. But my aunt said she's 85 years old and she remembers this when she was a small child. So this is at least 80 years old, and it was my grandmother's, and so that makes it so special to me, and I'm so thankful that I ended up getting it. My aunt did say that it was complete when my dad got it, so the baby Jesus might be floating somewhere around my dad's house in a closet or something somewhere. So I'm going to be keeping my eye out for the original baby Jesus. We did a good job replacing the baby Jesus, but it would be really nice if we found the original one. So I'm very, very, very pleased that I wound up getting this just almost by accident. And I'm so thankful I found out where it came from, and it is definitely one of my treasures that I will treasure forever. right here is where I put that large mouse. She's just sitting right here, and that small mouse is standing behind her. And that's it for my home decor tour for Christmas 2022. I hope you enjoyed coming along with me as I showed you the decor in my house. I do love to decorate, and decorating for Christmas is my absolute favorite thing to do, and I hope that this blessed you in some way. I hope you could see how much I love doing this for my family and for my friends and family here on YouTube as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below, and we will talk to you all later. Merry Christmas, friends!